Welcome everyone to our very first night of Latin Sukkot. It's a night of celebration and unifying in the lights of cultural diversity. Hosted by the Consulate General of Israel in New York, JCRC and Impacto Latino. As you know, we are celebrating the alignment of the Jewish holiday Sukkot and National Hispanic Heritage Month, which combines to create this very special Latin Sukkot, which we are holding today virtually and for the next few days because of the effects of COVID-19. Yet we still have an incredible program for you, and we are so happy to welcome so many amazing leaders and advocates of diversity and education from New York to Israel, but also with ties all over the world. This will definitely be a Latin Sukkot we will never forget. I myself am an Argentinian with Jewish background, so I am so excited to be a part of this and collaborating. Thank you all for joining us, and let's get started.
Shalom and welcome to Sukkot Shalom, the Sukkah of Peace. Sukkot is a festival where we celebrate very joyously, and we also build Sukkot, we build huts outdoors, and we invite guests known as Ushpizin. Today we're going to be presenting a wonderful guest who will be joining us to express words of warmth not only to us in the Jewish community, but to all. And brought to you by the Consulate General of the State of Israel and the JCRC, the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you everyone for joining us. There is no better time for us to gather with our friends in the Latino community than the Sukkot holiday, which falls amidst National Hispanic Heritage Month. Today we have with us our first guest, our friend, the Consul General of Panama in New York, Elias Levy.
Hello everyone, we are here with Elias Levy, who was appointed the Consul General of Panama in New York in 2019 with jurisdiction of over 7 US states. A man of the world, he has studied in Panama, in Argentina, and the United States. Before becoming Consul General, he was partner at a law firm at Levy and Levy, participated in the International Visitor Leadership Program of the Department of State of the United States of America, was a member and a director of nonprofit organization and second vice chairman of the National College of Attorneys and legal advisor at the Ministry of Housing of the Republic of Panama. Thank you so much, Mr. Levy, for being with us today.
Okay, thank you, Sophia, for the opportunity. I would like to say also thank you to the Consul of Israel here in New York, and to Impacto Latino for the opportunity to share with you my experience as a Jewish and also Hispanic.
Yes, of course. Muchísimas gracias. So first of all, how are you celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month?
Okay, here in Panama, we does not celebrate the heritage. But here in New York, we have a lot of Panamanians that have a very get involved with all the culture in America. We have a special parade each year. Since 25 years ago, we have a Panamanian parade in Brooklyn. So there we make all the festivities. We celebrate not only the Hispanic Heritage Month, but also we take the advantage to celebrate our independence for Colombia that was in November 3rd.
Wow, that's amazing. So here in the US, Sukkot is in the fall. So we decorate with corn stalks, gourds, pumpkins, squash. How does the Panamanian Sukkot looks like? How does the Panamanian Jewish community celebrate Sukkot?
We try to celebrate the best way possible, like in Israel also. We bring all the species, the 4 species, like the etrog, the lulav, the adasa, and the arava from Israel to Panama. I heard that someone want to make a plant of a etrog, and because the difference in the seasons, the etrog go on the spring, so we can get an etrog during the fall season. But in Panama, we have a nice relation, a nice opportunity to practice the Jewish religion. And in almost every building in Panama, we build a sukkah. The children, the day before the Sukkot, they decorate the sukkah, and many Jewish sleep inside the sukkah. So also, we have the, well, as I said, the Arba Minim is very traditional. It's one of the most important thing, or the most important thing in Sukkot. We share it with, and the rabbis go house to house when the people that can't go to the synagogue, in order to everybody can do the mitzvot of Sukkot. It's very beautiful, and because in the buildings, we share buildings with Jewish and non-Jewish. So it's not that we celebrate together, but we have our Sukkah. The families try to have their own Sukkah. In the business day, we share with the Jewish that live in every apartment. We share one community Sukkot, but also for December, for Christmas, the building decorate everything according to the Christmas party, Christmas holiday. So it's a very nice relation between the Jewish and the non-Jewish persons in Panama.
That's beautiful. And as the Consul General of Panama, how would you describe relations between Panama and Israel?
Okay, the relation of Panama with Israel is very special. I have an anecdote. I don't know if it's true or not, but I read that when the first conquerors came to America, to Panama, many of them were Jewish. They said that Cristobal Colon was a convert Jewish. So when they heard the name of Panama, I don't know how the original people in Panama pronounce it, but when they heard Panama, they make a relation with some words in Hebrew. Po Nam Hashem, Panama. Po Nam Hashem means that God rests in that place. So I read, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's beautiful that history. And the relay also is very important to know that the Panama with Israel have relations before the creation of the State of Israel. Nowadays, we have a very good relation with the State of Israel. We have free trade agreement with Israel, where we develop an education, cultural, technological, agriculture matters. And a delegation from Panama was in Israel last January, in order to make some agreements in agriculture, secure technology, and also water. So every day the relation is improving. We have Israel have a very good representation at the Embassy of Israel in Panama, the Ambassador Reda Mansour, and all the ambassadors that Israel sent to Panama make a wonderful job. They are trying always, day by day, to improve the relations, improve the financial, the cultural, education exchange between the two countries.
Of course, and I know that you have also visited Israel. Tell us a little bit about that experience and some of your favorite memories.
Oh, I visited Israel a long time ago. I hope I can visit soon. It's not easy for me, but I was dreaming to visit again Israel. I was twice. The first time I went in Israel was because I win a contest in Panama, Bible contest in Panama. I represent Panama called Hidon Tanakh, and that was wonderful. And it was a very nice experience to share with all the people. The other time that I visited Israel was in 1985. Now you can see how old I am, and with all my classmates. So, and it's many people that go to Israel, and perhaps I don't know if you visit and you go to those places. This is special energy, and many of we cry in the Kotel Maravi for the connection, the energy that we have there. So it is wonderful to see how a country can turn a desert, I don't know if I pronounce it well, in a very productive land. So one of the beautiful things about Israel.
Beautiful. Bueno, muchas gracias. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Levy, at our very special Latin Sukkot.
Thank you. I want to say Chag Sameach for the Jewish that will listen to me, and also Shana Tova from everybody.